we have a possible bad crankshaft position sensor. So there's some videos on YouTube about this. I'm going to show a little bit of how I did it, and hopefully that helps you. The wire terminal I've already actually pulled out from the harness, but just to see how those work, if you haven't pulled those apart before, you kind of have to really pull that thing out, pry it with a flathead screwdriver to pull that out. Now that wire, when it's connected, will run down from the bottom of the harness here, and you'll find it run along here. It may be attached by a bracket down in there. I just kind of yanked it off, and it'll run down through here to the front, up the front of the engine, and right down below the oxygen sensor down in there. There's already videos that shows, and you can see a hole there. Actually, I've pulled mine out already. You can kind of see the hole there. I'm going to show you how to do it from underneath the car, because I just found that was an easier way to go, which is why my car is up on ramps. Here we go, up under the car. Alright, see the catalytic converter coming down, and that's a downstream oxygen sensor, which I actually have loosened because I want to get it out of the way. It's a little easier to work on the cam shaft position sensor if you get that oxygen sensor just gently up out of the way. Also, maybe not a bad time to change it if you need to. I think one of the things that people have trouble with on this one is getting at that torx screw. This holds on the screw holds on the heat shield, and also holds the crankshaft position sensor in place. That's what the torx bolt looks like. That's a torx 30, and all you need is, from a screwdriver set or whatever, you need your bit, and then one of these bit holders. And then for mine, I just use a 1/4 box end wrench, and the trick is to get it on that screw. It's kind of a little tricky to get it on there, but once you get it on there, you can just put the wrench on like this, and then it's actually pretty easy from underneath to turn it. You might have to get 2 hands on it to keep it stable, but you can really, once you get that on there, you can turn it pretty easy and get it off. I think the easiest way is probably feed the sensor end down through, at least drop it down through part way and get it down in the vicinity of where it attaches. And so that's what I did. So there's the new sensor. I've pushed it in place. You want to kind of just, obviously make sure the washer is on there, and then push it in and get it to seat really well, and then line up the where the torx bolt is going to go. And another sort of little trick, I like to use some anti-seize. You could use, I suppose, other things, Vaseline or something might work, but I just like to put a little bit on the end of the torx, and see, you can film this and do this at the same time. Okay, so what that does is just hold the bolt on there to help me when I feed it up through, and then that stuff is fine. It will just eventually come off. It doesn't cause any problem. And of course, put a little anti-seize on the bolt itself, because you may be taking this out again someday. Maybe, hopefully not too soon, but never know.